All right, today we are jumping right in to tackle one of the biggest hurdles in learning French, those sounds that are so close yet so different. We are going to do a full-on workout to build that muscle memory and turn that pronunciation confusion into total confidence. So let's get to it.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there, right? You think you're saying one thing, but a tiny little slip of the tongue and you're saying something completely different can come down to a tiny shift in your mouth. Precision is absolutely everything, and that is exactly what we are going to nail today.
We're going to treat this just like a workout. We're building strength, we're building that muscle memory. Are you ready?
Okay, first things first. Every good workout starts with a warm-up. And for us, that's the nasal triangle. Honestly, the core of this whole challenge really boils down to mastering 3 key French nasal vowels. They are the foundation for pretty much everything else.
Just look at these rows. The words sound almost identical, but the meaning is completely different, all depending on the shape of your mouth. Listen really close to just the vowels. Ready?
Bon, ben, bon.
Let's do the next row.
Vent, vin, vont.
See? The only thing actually changing is that vowel. Let's break down exactly how to do that.
So here's the physical action. For that first sound, en, you want to open your mouth wide and keep it relaxed, kind of like you're saying ah for the doctor. For the second one, you're going to stretch your lips out wide into a big, tight smile. And for the last one, en, you push your lips forward into a round O shape, almost like a little pout. If you can master these 3 shapes, you have mastered these sounds. It's that simple. Okay, warm-up is done. Welcome to round 1, the duels. Now we're going to pit these sounds against each other, one-on-one, so you can really zero in on the contrast. Our first duel is that open ah versus the smiling a. Now, the biggest trap for English speakers here is not opening your mouth enough for that ah sound, like in Lent. You have to really, really drop your jaw. But for the a sound in Lin, your mouth stays wide and flat. Try it with me. Dant versus dam. You should feel it. One is vertical, the other is horizontal. Duel number 2, the smile versus the pout. For un in a word like
Main,
you're pulling your lips back, but for en and mon, you're pushing them forward. It's all about that forward projection. Think about frein, it's a very flat sound. Now compare that to front, which is round and forward. You're using a completely different set of muscles.
And for our final duel, we've got 2 darker sounds. Both of these, the en and the are made further back in your mouth. So what's the difference? You guessed it, it's the lips. For blanc, your mouth is open and relaxed. For blanc, lips are rounded and pushed forward. Just listen to the difference.
blanc versus blanc.
It's subtle, I know, but it is absolutely crucial.
Okay, quick coach's tip for you. How do you know if you're actually making a nasal sound? Try this, the finger test. Just place a finger right under your nose and say bon. You should feel a tiny little vibration of air. If you don't feel anything, that means you're making an oral vowel. This is your own personal diagnostic tool. Use it. You have totally mastered the basics. You fought through the duels. Now it is time for the final boss. We're about to take everything we just learned and combine it into one ultimate pronunciation challenge. So here it is, the final boss, the verb quadruplet. We're about to face 4 super common verbs that are just notoriously difficult. And it's because they mix and match different starting vowels with those nasal sounds we just practiced.
And here they are in all their glory. Éteindre, étendre, attendre, and entendre. I know, they look and sound dangerously similar if you're not super precise. As you can see, the real challenge is that combination of the initial sounds and those final nasal vowels. But don't worry, we're going to break this down piece by piece. First up, let's just isolate the first 2. Both of them start with that same A sound. So the only difference is the ending. For étendre, your mouth stays in that flat, forced smile.
For the un sound.
But for étendre, you start with that same smile, but then you have to let your jaw drop open for the en sound at the end. It's smile to smile versus smile to open. All right, now let's compare the next 2. This time, the ending is the same. They both end in that open en sound. The difference is all in the beginning. Étendre starts with a tense, closed A sound, but attendre starts with a really relaxed, open ah sound. A tense start versus a relaxed start. And now for what is probably the most subtle challenge of all, the difference between attendre and entendre.
With attendre, that first A is an oral vowel, remember? No air from the nose. But with entendre, that first A is already a nasal vowel. The air is coming from your nose right from the get-go. I mean, this is expert level stuff right here.
Phew, you did it. You defeated the final boss. That was incredible work. Now, let's do a little cool down and pack everything we've learned into a simple daily training routine so you can keep that muscle memory sharp.
So here's your takeaway routine. It's just 2 simple steps. First, always use that finger test to check your nasality. And second, build that muscle memory with something I call the cascade exercise. It's one single sentence that has all 4 of our boss level verbs. And here's one final tip to really lock it all in. For that really tricky, fully nasal entendre, imagine you have a hot potato in the back of your throat. It forces that open, darker sound. And for étendre, with that wide ing sound, just imagine a photographer is yelling, say cheese, and you're showing all your teeth. These little mental pictures can make all the difference. So, there you have it. That's your workout. You now have the tools to really hear and produce some of the trickiest sounds in French. So the real question is, which of these 4 verbs, attendre, entendre, éteindre, or étendre, is the one that gives you the most trouble? Find your weak spot and keep practicing. You can totally do this.